Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana. Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Radha Madhava Ki Jai, Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Shtadha Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai, Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Ashtadha Shatatritanti Goswami Shri Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Sarasvati Goswami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinatha Shyama Kunda Radha Kundagiri Govardhan Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada's Transcendental Book Distribution Ki Jai, Nitai Go Premanande Hari Hari Bo, Grandaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Ki Jai, Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Putale Śrīmate Bhakti Bhushan Swami Iti Namini Prabhupada Susamandaya Savara Gaura Kripadaya Satri Krishna Maharishi Kudaya Namaste. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prashtaya Putale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschadyate Shatarine. Hare Krishna, welcome everybody. I would like first of all to ask who does not understand German. In German. Wer spricht kein Englisch? Everyone except one person does not speak English. So actually I prepared for German, but the majority is English speaking. So let's give it a try to do it in English. So we will speak in English, and maybe one devotee can translate for Kashori Kund. Best would be one Mataji would like to translate for Kashori Kund in English. Any volunteer? Huh? A translator here. Okay. So, Kashori Kund, ist es okay für dich, wenn wir in Englisch sprechen? Gut. Okay. So before we are going to hear from the Bhagavatam, continuing in the 4th canto, I would like to use this opportunity to hear about Srila Prabhupada and his transcendental pastimes with his disciples in the year of 1976, which was recorded by His Grace Hari Shauri Prabhu in his book A Transcendental Diary. And we are continuing hearing. Srila Prabhupada gave a class on Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 2111. The verse stated that Lord Krishna has 3 main energies: the spiritual potency, the living entities, and the material energy. Using the example of the sun and the sunshine, Prabhupada described these 3 emanations of God. He urged his followers to go forward on the basis of real knowledge and develop their appreciation and relationship with Krishna. You have to study Shastras for understanding his position. And if we understand Krishna, then we become liberated person immediately. So those who are in Krishna consciousness movement, they should study scientifically, not by sentiment. After full knowledge of Krishna, when you become absorbed in Krishna's form, that is called Buddha Bhava Samanvitaha. So that Bhava stage does not come immediately. You have to practice. There are stages. So this is the beginning, Adau Shraddha, just like yesterday. They very much appreciated this Ratha Yatra ceremony, and they wrote very frankly, here is the point of meeting. The newspapers, they have written like that. It is actually a fact. New York is the seat of the United Nations, an organization which Srila Prabhupada has often compared ISKCON to, at least in terms of practical effect. The devotees laughed as he said, we cannot become United Nations of united dogs. Everyone is barking. If you practice to bark, then simply some different types of dog, some bulldogs, some greyhounds. So how they will be united? That is not possible. Here is unity. Actually, if we take Krishna consciousness movement very seriously, scientifically, then there is unity. Pandita means learned. He is Samadarshinaha, Brahma Bhuta Prasanatma Nashochatina Kangshati, Samasarveshu Bhutishu Madbhaktim Lapate Param. Bhagavad Gita 18:54. Actually, this is the platform where we can unite. And by practical example, you have shown everyone dancing and chanting. Never mind whether Indian, American, black, white, children, or old like me. This is wanted. When we thoroughly understand what is the basic principle of Krishna consciousness, and we understand Vasudeva, Krishna, is the central point, then our life is successful. Vasudeva sarvam iti, sa mahatma sudur labha. Mahatma means great soul. So great soul, one who has understood that Krishna is the source of everything, just like the sun is the source of material energy. I request you that each and every one of you just become Mahatma, not crippled, but broad-minded. That is possible when we understand Krishna is the source of all energy. Thank you very much. After handing out cookies, Srila Prabhupada stepped down from his Vyasasana and returned to his room. Because of his weak health, he didn't remain for the initiation ceremony which followed. Gurudas Maharaja conducted the fire ceremony. Jagadisha Prabhu handed out the beads, which had been chanted on by the sannyasis, along with the new spiritual names, to about 100 candidates. It was one of the biggest initiations of this tour. Among the initiates were Bob Cohen and his wife. Bob had several sessions with Srila Prabhupada in India in 1974, where he was stationed as a Peace Corps worker. Their conversations are now being transcribed into a book to be called Perfect Questions, Perfect Answers. This morning he received the name Brahma Tirtha Das, and his wife is now Bhakti Dasi. Haribol, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Everyone here knows the book, Perfect Questions, Perfect Answers. Who does not know this book? Very honestly, nice, thank you. If you don't know this book and you're eager to read, it is described here a little bit what it is about. It is about a quite intelligent student who went to India to meet Srila Prabhupada personally, and he asked him from the spiritual perspective, pretty intelligent questions. And Prabhupada, inspired by these, answered also brilliantly. And this conversation is written down in this book, Perfect Questions, Perfect Answers. If you do not yet have the book, you very easily can get one. It is there on this book table. We have it in, at least in English. And basically it's also available in German. Not sure whether it's right now here in German, but in English we have it. If you want to have it, you can contact me after the lecture and we can give you one copy. It's a very nice book. So apart from this, there's a very interesting verse stated from the Bhagavad Gita, Vasudeva Sarvamiti Samahatma Sudurlapaha. And today's lecture will also refer a little bit to one of the words in these verses, which is Durlapaha, or here it is Sudurlapaha. In this way, let us offer our prayers to the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam before we are going to hear from it. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narotamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udirayet. Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 8, Dhruva Maharajas leaves home. Verse number 7. Priyavrato tanapado Shatarupa pate suto Vasudevasya kalaya Rakshayam jagataha stito Priyavrato tanapado Shatarupa pate suto Vasudevasya kalaya Rakshayam jagataha stito Priyavrato tanapado Shatarupa pate stuto Vasudevasya kalaya Rakshayam jagataha stito. Please. Priyavrato napado Ladaji's. Priyavrato tanapado Shatarupa pade suto One more, lady. Suto Vasudevasya Kalaya Rakshayam Chagatahastito Priyavrata Uttanapada Shatarupa Patehe of Queen Shatarupa and her husband Manu. Suto, the two sons Vasudevasya of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Kalaya, by plenary expansion. Rakshayam, for the protection. Jagataha, of the world. Sthito, for the maintenance. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Swayambhuva Manu had two sons by his wife, Shatarupa, and the names of the sons were Uttanapada and Priyavrata. Because both of them were descendants of a plenary expansion of Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they were very competent to rule the universe, to maintain and protect the citizens. Purport. It is said that these two kings, Uttanapada and Priyavrata, were specifically empowered by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, unlike the great king Rishabha, who was the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. End of the purport. Repeating the verse. Priyavrato tanapato shatarupa patehe suto vasudevasya kalaya rakshayam chagatahastito. Swayambhuva Manu had two sons by his wife, Shatarupa, and the names of the sons were Uttanapada and Priyavrata. Because both of them were descendants of a plenary expansion of Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, they were very competent to rule the universe, to maintain and protect the citizens. Om Agyanti Mirandasya Gyananchana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manopeshtam Stapitam Yena Putale Svayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadandikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sakrachatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tam Sachivam Satvaitam Savadhutam Parichana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, ask for the blessings of all devotees to be an instrument and speak from the Bhagavatam of this quite short purport, which is one sentence long, but still there is inspiration coming from this verse today to speak, continuing on the, in German we say, genealogy, the genealogy, if so in English correct, of this universe presented in the Bhagavatam. And we hear here that this Bhagavatam is actually based on the description of the genealogy of the universe. We hear about two very important personalities in this verse who are, a little bit louder please. Thank you very much. Priyavrata and Uttanapada. So we heard a little bit already about Uttanapada, because Uttanapada is the in the line of Uttanapad comes who? Dhruva Maharaj comes from in the line of Uttanapad. And this is very auspicious to hear about Dhruva Maharaj. And interesting, without a concrete reference to the previous purports or even verses directly, Srila Prabhupada is mentioning King Rishabdev in the purport. Suddenly Rishabdev appears here. Who is Rishabdev? He appears in the line of Priyavrata. But not very soon. It takes still some time until we can hear about Rishabdev. It takes another canto. In the 5th canto, the description of Rishabdev will be in detail given. But today, let us use this opportunity, because the verse mentions him, to step a little apart from Uttanapada and Dhruva Maharaj, because we will hear a lot more about them the next time. We heard already a lot. So let us today refer to Bhagavatam Canto 5 and even Bhagavatam Canto 11 of the description of Rishabdev and his sons. Rishabdev is a very famous and interesting and important personality of spiritual seekers. He's not even only an empowered personality like Lord Brahma, very clearly stated here. Swayambhuva Manu had 2 sons, by his wife Shatarupa, and the names of the sons were Uttanapada and Priyavrata, because both of them were descendants of a plenary expansion of Vasudeva, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They were very competent to rule the universe, to maintain and protect the citizens. So Brahma, although Jiva Tattva, still is not an ordinary personality. He is even referred here to as an expansion of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is very important, and if there is no living entity, like one of us, who is qualified to take the position of Brahma, Krishna himself takes the position. So important is Brahma, but clearly to be differentiated, King Rishabdev is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he appeared long time ago when this earth was not named in the same way as it is named nowadays. What is the name of this earth from the Indian Vedic side? How do we call Mother Earth? Bharatvarsha. Bharatvarsha. And why Bharatvarsha? You also know that? And who was King Bharat? That was the son of? He was the son of Rishabdev. Rishabdev had 100 sons, wonderful sons, and amongst them he chose Bharata to be the guide of all the others. So they accepted this from their father, to accept the position as a guidance of Bharata. It's very interesting to see how surrendered actually his sons were to the order of the father. And there was a reason for this, because Bharata was amazingly qualified amongst them, amongst these 100 sons. And this earth then later became also known as Bharatavarsha because of him. But before this, of course, the earth also had a name, and this name was, as mentioned in the 11th canto of Bhagavatam, Ajanabha, the old name of Bharatavarsha on the earth. And at the times when the earth was called Ajanabha, there was a great king, and the name of this king was King Nimi, the king of the dynasty of Videha. And he prepared to do a wonderful sacrifice. The fire was lightened already, the brahmanas were present, and so astonished and fortunate, in the presence of 9 wonderful sons of Rishabdev, they stood up and offered respects. It is stated in the Bhagavatam, even the fire offered respect when the 9 Yogendras appeared at the place where King Nimi was preparing his sacrifice. And he glorified them very much because these 9 Yogendras, these are 9 other sons of Rishabdev, were shining and glowing like the sun. It is said, Tan Drishtva Surya Sankashan. Tan, they, Drishtva, looking like, or looking, Surya, the sun, and Sankashan. They were even competing with the effulgence of the sun in their own effulgence. So they were shining like anything compared to the Kumaras, to the 4 Kumaras. So really important high personalities, the sons of King Rishabdev, these 9 Yogendras. And when they appeared, King Nimi was very fortunate. He knew he's very fortunate to have the association of these 4 extraordinary devotees of Lord Narayan. And in that way he also approached them. You are pure devotees, great devotees of Lord Narayan. And he did not even just wait a little bit and talk some, gossip and how are you, where do you come from, where do you go, what did you eat, stuff like that. No, he just directly went into it. He asked them very important questions about the real thing in life. As it is exemplary when we meet wise and great sages, we should take advantage of their association by talking to them, asking relevant questions. So he did that immediately after greeting them, offering, showing respects. He immediately asked questions. And he asked them, please tell us, or please tell me, what is the ultimate good of all human beings? And how does one become free of fear in this world? And what's the matter altogether with fear? Because it seems everyone in this world is full of fear. And then continuing in the next verses comes the very often quoted verse by Srila Prabhupada, where the reason for fear is explained. It is the bodily conception of life, and identifying oneself with the products of this body. This is the reason why one is in fear. But today we are not going into that verse, but I would like to have another verse as a goal. But before this, let us hear about Kavi's answer. The 9 Yogendras, they are also, of course, named. They have very beautiful names. I shall also recite them to you. The first, this one is called Kavi, and he is answering also King Nimi's questions immediately. Then the second one is called Havir. Then we have Antariksha. Then we have Brabhuta. Then we have Pipalayana. Then we have Avirhotra. Then we have Drumila. Then Chamasa and Karabhajana. And they answered to King Nimi, and in the Bhagavatam is stated, Shri Kavir Uvacha. So Kavi answered to him. How did he answer to him? First of all, he described Durlabha. As I started this lecture with the verse from the Bhagavad Gita referring from the Transcendental Diary, Vasudeva Sarvam Iti, and then Samahatma Sudurlabha. Durlabha means rare. Such a person who completely understands that Vasudeva is everything, very rare. Sudurlabha. And also, you know another verse where this word Durlabha is coming. It's not sung here so often, but in other temples you sing it every day. Yeah. Advaitam achyutam anadim anantarupam adyam purana purusham navayovanam cha vedeshu durlapam adurlapam atmapakdo govindam adi purusham tamaham bhajami. So interesting because we heard in the Transcendental Diary how Prabhupada is emphasizing study the Vedas, study the books. In this verse of Brahma Samhita it is clearly stated, Vedascha Durlabha. The Supreme Lord cannot be known through the Vedas. It's not that you study and then you get known to Krishna. But Adurlabha, Durlabha means difficult, rare or also difficult. So it is very difficult to understand Krishna just through studying the Vedas. But Adurlabha, the counterpart, it becomes very easy. He is possible to be known by Adurlabha Bhakto, by bhakti, by devotional service. Everyone can become qualified to know Krishna. So who can perform bhakti? Only those who are learned, professors, studied in the Vedas. No, everybody, as part and parcel of Krishna, is qualified to perform bhakti devotional service. And in this way, so Durlabha means rare or difficult. And Nimi, King Nimi gets the answer of Kavi, one of the Yogendras, that Durlabha manusho deho dehinam kshana bhanguraha tatrapi durlabham manye vaikunta priya darshanam. So he states two times in this verse, Durlabha, what is very rare and what is very difficult. Durlabha manushe deho. Deha, what means deha? Body. Very good. Body. What means manushe? Manu? Human. Durlabha manushe deho. It is very difficult and rare that a living entity gets a human body. Not in the Vedic culture of our line, but in the line of Buddhism, there is a very wonderful example given so that we can understand how rare it is that we actually can have a human body. It is explained, imagine a turtle, a huge tortoise, swimming for hundreds and hundreds of years under the surface of the ocean. And once every 100 years, it dives up to the surface, and on the surface of the ocean, there is one wooden piece, and in this wooden piece is a huge hole. And the possibility that the tortoise, when every 100 years is diving up to the surface and sticks his head accidentally in the middle through the hole of this wooden stick in the whole ocean, that is more possible than a living entity gets a human body. That rare it is to become a human. But then he says, Durlabham, even, and then he says, Dehinam kshana bhanguraha. Kshana bhanguraha means very easily can get lost. And the other thing is also, it's very rare attained, and very easily you can get loose of it. Yeah, you can lose this opportunity of having a human body. Other traditions or spiritual speculators may say, once you are human, no chance to fall down to animal life. It's like safe position. But the Vedas inform us, no, nehapi kramanashasti pratyavayo navidyate. There is a danger. The danger is that you do not get any more a human body. And only in human body you can practice Krishna consciousness. So therefore a little bit progress on this path of devotion and service can save you from the greatest danger of not having a human body anymore, which you can use as an instrument to make advancement in Krishna consciousness. So kshana bhanguraha, and this even you can lose this opportunity also very quickly, very simply, very easily. You know, some people commit suicide, some people have accidents. Once in a lecture, in a Bhagavad lecture, we heard a pilot flying in the air, and he saw his airplane is too heavy. So he had a bowling ball in the airplane. So he opened the window and threw the bowling ball out of the airplane, and the bowling ball crashed on the earth and on the middle of the head of a person. So that's how quickly it can go, you know. A bowling ball comes flying from the air and you're gone, you know. So it sounds a little bit funny, but it's a fact, you know. And every step, pada, every step, danger in this material world. Everything can happen so quickly, so easily. So therefore, kshana panguraha. This human body can also be gone very, 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 very quickly. And tatrapi durlabham manye. But, Kavir says, what I consider even more rare and more difficult to obtain or to attain is Vaikunta Priya Darshana. Vaikunta is another name of Krishna, the Supreme Lord. More rare than having a human body is the opportunity to have darshan, the vision or the association of those who are Vaikunta Priya, dear to Krishna, his devotees. That is even more rare. Association of sadhus, bhaktas, devotees of Krishna. Pramane pramitya kona bhagavana jiva, Guru Krishna prasadipaya bhakti lata bicha. Wandering in the universe, up and down, from one planet to another, from life form to life form, for unbelievable long time, Bhagyavan, at a certain point where very fortunate conditions are there, very fortunate conditions, by the grace of Krishna and by the grace of the spiritual master, one gets through the association of such a Vaikunta Priya, a dear person to Krishna, the seed of bhakti sown in his heart, and then his material suffering and his material confusion will gradually, by force, come to an end, because achieving bhakti, achieving devotion and service, means by practicing this path of devotional service, it will by force bring you to success. So it's a matter of time, but it will, your life will become successful if you have just a moment of an association of such a saintly person, of a Vaikunta Priya, of a devotee of the Lord. So very, 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 very rare. Amazingly rare it is. So we are amazingly fortunate to be in association of devotees, to have a human body. It's not common. It's not selbstverständlich. But selbstverständlich. Obviously, yeah. Common. Thank you. Like common. Yeah, it's not common. And this is first of all one reason why to be very grateful and thankful to Krishna every day. We get up in the morning and say, thank you for this life as a human being. Thank you for association of your devotees, which great personalities from the materialistic perspective are even praying for very intensely. And we hear this prayer most commonly in Kartik month. The two personalities, Managriva and Nalakuvara, were praying when they had darshan of Krishna personally, not even his devotees, but darshan of Krishna personally. They prayed to Krishna when he offered a blessing. Now what can I give to you? They prayed, Vani gunanukatane, Shravanam katayam, Hastocha karmasu, Manas tava padayorna, Smritam shira tava nivasa chagat praname, Trishtim satam darshanostu pavatanunam. So they prayed to Krishna. Krishna, our desire is, please, Vani Gunanukatane, let my words always speak about Vani Gunanukatane, about your pastimes, Kata, Krishna Kata. Vanu Gunanukatane, Shravanam Katayam, and my ears, let them always hear about what's going on in Vaikunta, the spiritual world, in your pastimes. Hasto cha karmasu. Karmasu means activity. Karma, being active. Hasto cha, my limbs. Hasto means the bodily limbs. Let them always perform activity and work for you. Let them always serve you. Smritam shira tavanivasa jagat praname. My head, smritam, means shira tavanivasa jagat praname. Jagat means the universe. Let my head always bow down before every living being in the whole universe with the understanding that they are all inhabitants of Vrindavan Dham. Let me have please this consciousness. And drishtam satam darshanos tu pavatanunam. Drishtam means to see. Please let me always see, have the vision, darshan of your devotees. With tilak, shaved, with sikha, in dhoti, devotional clothes, because their forms are not different from you, is explained. The form of devotees, they are not different from Krishna. Immediately we think of Krishna when we see the devotees. So Nala, Kuvera and Mani Kripa were praying like this. Please let us always be in contact with you in that way, hearing about you, speaking about you, bowing down before every living entity as they, in the understanding they are your servants. Let my bodily limbs perform activities for your pleasure, and let my mind always think of your two lotus feet. Let me always remember your activities, and let me see always the devotees of you, because their forms are not different from you. So this is a very rare opportunity and a rare chance, and so we are amazingly fortunate. This is one thing that Nimi tells, that Kavi tells Nimi, King Nimi, on his questions, as answer to his questions. And then a few verses after that comes a very famous, actually important, not so famous, but important verse for our spiritual understanding, for our understanding of Krishna consciousness. We might think, what is our qualification to serve Krishna? Before we serve Krishna, we have to study. Before we serve Krishna, we have to learn something. You know, before we go to the temple, we have to somehow or other get a qualification in whatever way. But Kavi says to Nimi, Yan astaya naro rachan na pramad yeta karhichit dhavan nimilya vanetre naskalen na patet iha. Naskalen na patet iha. It means not falling and not stumbling. If a child, you have a few childs here, they are running around like anything, sometimes they just crash on the floor, stumbling or falling down. So here the Bhagavatam says, no, not falling down and not stumbling. For a person who turns towards Krishna consciousness, even if he is running on that path completely blindly, not understanding anything, why Hare Krishna, why eating vegetarian, why no meat, why I don't care, I just do it. Bhagavatam says, if you do that, there is no danger that you will fall and you will stumble. This is the process of devotional service. No qualification on a material platform required. O King, he who turns to this process of devotional service, to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, will on this way, in this world, never stumble. Even if he runs with eyes closed, he will never stumble and never fall. Tyaktva svatarmam charnam pucham haryar pachan apakvota patetato yadi yatrakvava patramaputa mushyakim kovarta abdo pachatan svatarmataha. As Srila Prabhupada is many times quoting from the Bhagavatam. A person who turns to Krishna consciousness, to the path of devotional service, even if he is not doing his service and his duty perfect and on a highest platform, he must not fear that he will not be successful. He might even fall down because of apakwa, immaturity. We see that sometimes, people are coming, kind of blindly accepting so many things in Krishna consciousness. Yeah, let's go for it. I also want to distribute books. I also want to do 100 books. Yeah, let's go. And a few months later, don't see them anymore. Where did they go? Blindly accepting. But no matter, Bhagavatam says, apakvo, due to immaturity, there is no fear and no danger that he will not be successful. But on the other hand, if a person is very nicely and very perfectly doing his material duties, varnashrama dharma, and he does not turn towards Krishna conscious, he doesn't win anything. There is no gain. It's just no worth in whatever you do, so perfect on a material platform. But if you take the risk and you take you say yes to the adventure of Krishna consciousness, and you say, okay, let me risk it. Bhagavatam says, no danger, no fear that you will not be successful. You will be successful. This is the power of devotional service. And here it is confirmed with the comparison of a brahmana. Brahmana has 2 eyes, and one eye is Shruti, and the other eye is Smriti. Shruti means hearing. Smriti means remembering, itihasas, Ramayana, Mahabharata is remembered, and then we have Shruti, So these are the 2 eyes. If one eye is not there, is half blind. If 2 eyes are not there, completely blind. But even if you are completely blind, even if you don't have a clue about Ramayana, even if you don't have a clue about Bhagavad Gita, even if you don't have a clue about the Vedas, no matter how so-called stupid one may be, but if you turn towards Krishna consciousness, this process is so amazing, so powerful, so absolute, that everyone who seriously takes it up, he will be helped. How will he be helped? Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam tadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayandite. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. And in the purport, Srila Prabhu explains, a person may have a bona fide spiritual master, and he may be attached to a spiritual organization. But if he is still not intelligent enough to make progress, then Krishna from within gives him instructions so that he may ultimately come to him without difficulty. The qualification is that a person always engage himself in Krishna consciousness and with love and devotion render all kinds of services. He should perform some sort of work for Krishna, and that work should be with love. If a devotee is not intelligent enough to make progress on the path of self-realization, but is sincere and devoted to the activities of devotional service, the Lord gives him a chance to make progress and ultimately attain to him. So, the qualification is sincerity. To mean it really serious with Krishna. No. Really, I want to become Krishna conscious. I want to serve Krishna seriously, with all the rules that are required. No cheap things, no compromises. Whatever it takes, may take, I shall accept. But please, Krishna, kindly help me to make progress on this path, although I might not be very learned, might not be a pandit, might not know all the Vedas. This is not the qualification. The qualification, sincerity. Krishna helps. Krishna gives intelligence from within the heart. Once we understand this, we understand immediately, this is meant for everybody. Every single living being is meant for this path of guaranteed success. Bhakti Yoga, Krishna consciousness. It's amazing. Success guaranteed. Everyone has to know it. You also have to know it. Take it. Please take the book. Please take this prasadam. Please come to the temple. We have to tell everyone. about this Krishna consciousness movement, once we understood this amazing power of devotion and service, we will become very eager and greedy to tell the whole world, not even looking at ourselves. Let me go to hell, whatever, but I have to tell everybody this amazing process of devotional service, meant for everyone and accessible for everyone, especially in this age of Kali Yuga, by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, by simply chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Please take it. And then Srila Prabhupada explains, yes, we may hear so much in the scriptures about Vrindavan and Rasika and Rasa and Madhurya, and somehow we have to be careful to cultivate the right thing, because we have to take care where we go into the spiritual world. We want to become a gopi, we want to have Madhurya Rasa. We have to cultivate, we have to study, we have to see that we will develop this rasa. But Prabhupada explains, the boys in Vrindavan, sitting on the shoulders of Krishna. Yogis are meditating for centuries, lifetime after lifetime, so that they reach the Brahman or the Paramatma. And the boys in Vrindavan, the cowherd boys, are sitting on the shoulders of this Brahman and riding around on him. What kind of pious activities one has to do to achieve such a position? To ride on the shoulders of Krishna in the spiritual world and play with him. And say, Krishna, faster, Haribol, What kind of thing do you have to do to get this? And what pious activity, Prabhu said, what is this pious activity? What could we do to achieve this? We want it for sure. We want to go to Krishna. Everyone wants to go to Krishna. Everyone wants to go to Vrindavan, because Vrindavan is the highest place, the spiritual world, so unlimited big. The Vaikuntha planets in the spiritual world are that big, 12 kilometers times 10 times 100 times 1,000 times 10,000 times 100,000. You cannot measure how big one Vaikuntha planet is. And so many Vaikuntha planets in the spiritual world are surrounding Goloka Vrindavan, the topmost planet. So of course, there we would like to go, and play with Krishna and live with Krishna. What pious activity we could do to go there? Prabhupada gives the answer. You chant Hare Krishna and spread it. That is this pious activity. You chant Hare Krishna, you be happy and ecstatic, and you go out and you spread it. That is this pious activity, so that you can attain this relationship with Krishna. That is our mission, that is our mood, that is our focus, success, guaranteed. Sankirtan Yakya Ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada's Trans Book Distribution Ki Jai. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Ki Jai. Nitya Gaur Premanande. Hari Hari Bol. Anyone would like to ask a question or give a comment or a very valuable realization in this regard? Please. Yeah.
Yes, the Sankirtan movement is very important. But could it be when we not preach in the right way to the people, could that be maybe more bad for us or more bad for the people? I think it's a große Verantwortung, das weiterzugeben and on the right way to give that to the people.
So your question is, could it be bad for people if
we preach in the wrong way?
If we preach in a wrong way.
Yeah.
Could it be bad if we preach in a wrong way? For maybe you would like to give an example what it means, preach in a wrong way.
Yeah, if you not preach nicely to the people, if you say something, if you're not in a good mood.
Okay.
If you, yeah.
So if you have not a good mood, if you think you have not a good mood, I would say you have to say this. You think you don't have a good mood, and then you preach, or you try to preach and approach people. Could that be bad for people? Well, how's Krishna? How it is stated in the Upanishad, and Krishna, Bhakti Shastri. You did Bhakti Shastri course?
No,
Not yet. Upanishad, Bhakti Shastri course. What's the qualities of Krishna? He is antiseptic and prophylactic. Means he is completely pure, and his association is purifying. So in other words, everyone who comes in contact with Krishna, somehow or other, he takes advantage of it. Even if he holds a book, if he reads one line, as Srila Prabhupada says, his life can change completely. So your mood, your consciousness, so whatever, if a person gets a book, successful preaching. So what kind of bad consciousness can you have in this regard? You just try it, you try to be humble, you don't follow the bad voice within you, who says defend yourself, insult him or throw something at him. He didn't take the book. Just use your common sense, normal common sense. Okay, then I try the next person, and if he gets the book, it's successful. So preaching has been done very simple by Srila Prabhupada's mercy and by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and it is condensed down, focused down by distributing these books. So preaching means also available for everybody. It's not like the highest, the topmost, the best sannyasis. Everybody can do it, and everyone should do it. And if you are a very simple personality, then go for book distribution. Try to make people take the books. If you make advancement, you can give lectures, you can explain the philosophy. But if you are not yet on that platform, simply explain, we are from the Hare Krishnas, of course. People on the street are asking, are you from Hare Krishna? And I said, yes, are you also from Hare Krishna? I said, no, why not? It's cool to be a Hare Krishna. So take this book, everything is explained, like this. So even a child can do it, very nice. And the more you make advancement and can go in detail and become broad-minded, the more ecstatic it will become, and you will realize that's the real thing, that's the real life. Devotional service, expanding and expanding, ever increasing, more and more, every moment. Krishna is becoming bigger, more beautiful, more knowledgeable, everything at every moment. And I have the opportunity to be connected with him in devotional service, which gets more ecstatic and more nice and enthusiastic moment to moment until eternity. That is the spiritual life. So that is really worth to dive into it, isn't it? That's the real thing. No fear of death even. Let death come. What does it mean, death? We just continue with our devotional service. Because devotional service becomes more and more and more and bigger every moment. What can do death to a devotee who is in devotional service? So no fear on that regard. So that is our enthusiasm. That's the real. We are getting confirmation on that regard. That's the real thing. That's the real good thing. The only real good thing for all human beings is Krishna consciousness. Everything else must somehow be some kind of cheating, some kind of wrong advertisement, some kind of cheating, some kind of lies, some kind of hypocrisy. This is going on apart from Krishna consciousness. That's a fact. In long-term scene, sooner or later it will turn out. It was a disappointment to not turn towards Krishna. So better go for Krishna. It is the only thing. It is the only thing. Sometimes people say, oh, I like spiritual life, but I don't like this mood that only we are right and everyone else is not right. Only we have it and everyone else is not. But yeah, Krishna is absolute, and if you have Krishna, you have everything else. So yeah, we have it actually. You have it already. You got the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This endless ocean of happiness, we are already into it. We are already there. So we just should stay and realize that more and more and become enthusiastic to give everything for spreading it, giving it to others. And let everyone know that. Let me give myself for that mission, for that purpose. What else should I take care for? To be healthy my whole life until death, and then death will say me, yeah, healthy life, but anyway, I'm sorry, death must come anyway. So we have stories and experiences of advanced devotees who were just so absorbed in preaching and being active in the Sankirtan movement. They didn't take care of anything about bodily demands and something like that. You know, they even were shortly before dying and took prasadam like anything. You know, oh, you cannot eat that; it's unhealthy. So they were absorbed on another platform. They got the mercy. So this is fearlessness. There is no fear for a devotee. We want to give everyone this fearlessness, this knowledge. You are not that body. You are not this material thing. Don't waste your time and money for taking so much care of these material things. Invest it in Krishna. Yeah. A little bit advancement on this path frees you from the greatest danger. It's not only written on a paper. It's you can experience it. You can feel it. You get the confirmation by Krishna in association of his devotees. And so that should be our our determination and our goal to continue. So, and however do it. Just do it. You know, if the day looks bad, do it anyway. You have the chance to surpass a test. There may be a test, but you have the chance to bestehen the test. What does it mean? To pass the test. Like this year on Sankirtan, you know, I also had a day, and in the morning of the day, everything looks like a little bit scary. You know, it was not clear how the people are. It was not clear what's going to happen in this town, and what the situation is like. It was like a scary mood, like there is a test coming, and it's up to you if you pass the test or not. And then there came this one lady, you know, and I told her, "Excuse me, are you also from here or from far away?" You know, and she stood and she looked at me very quarrelsome in a very negative way, and told me, "Why? Why are you asking this? You know, why do you want to know if I'm from here or from far away?" And so that was the test. So I'm going to fight with her. Am I going to go into the ego and or do something else, something different? And from my heart came the answer: I am asking you because I like people. She was so negative, you know. She was so like envious, you know. And that answer from me came: I'm asking you because I like you. I like people. So then immediately all this darkness and this negativity flew away. No chance, you know. She had no chance with her envy to fight with me. She just had to go. That's all. I just stood there laughing and smiling, you know, and she just had to go. And then I turned around and approached the next people, and suddenly a whole new world opened. The next person was so nice, the other person was so nice, the next lady was just so sweet. She thought, oh, because it's Christmas, take the big donation, you know. And that went on the whole day until the evening. And until the evening, there was the climax. There came a lady and she saw me with the books, and she saw, and she asked me, "Are you from a sect?" Yeah. And I stood there and asked a sect, "What do you mean with a sect?" You know, same, was like a test, you know. Am I going to fight now with her, or do I take another attitude? And then, yeah, are you these guys with the yellow garments and the yellow robes running around, you know, this Krishna or something like that? Is it like this sect? And so, yeah, it's a sect. Do you also Hare Krishna? I gave her the book, and the conversation started. And you know how the conversation ended? She gave the two books, the Krishna book and the Bhagavad Gita, to her son, who was 10 years old. She told her, bring it up to the apartment. She gave him a big donation, and she said, Hare Krishna, and went away. That is how the conversation ended. And she invited me to visit her because she has a 200 square meters apartment in the center of the city, and next time we come, we should bring 40 or 50 people and do a big gig in her apartment. That's how the conversation ended, you know. And she went like this, Hare Krishna. And at the beginning she said, are you from this sect? You know. So it's every day a test, you know. It's every day a test. How do you react? What is your way of reacting to the people? And you can develop this mentality of getting up very high, you know. If you have the right attitude, there's like or you can also do like this. Also possible. And in the end of the day you say, wow, it's so difficult, it's so horrible, never do it again. You can also do like that, but you can also do like that. But the choice is yours. So how do you do it like that? You just continue. Chant Hare Krishna, be happy in Krishna consciousness, and you develop all the wonderful qualities. You just do it. You do it anyway. And you will see that Sankirtan book distribution is not my duty. It's not a service I have to do because Guru or someone says. It is my shelter. This is my chance to become a good person, to become Krishna consciousness. I take shelter of this service of book distribution. This is my shelter. I need it. It's like my medicine. And I need it to make advancement in spiritual life. So I take shelter of it. Therefore I do it. And then everything looks different. And the rest, where does the rest come from? Tesham Satada Yuktanam. Krishna is helping you. He will give you intelligence and everything else. You just do it. Simple process. Krishna consciousness, simple and wonderful. Meant for everybody. Okay, so excuse me very much. Apologize for exaggerating. 10 after 9. I thank you very much for opportunity to speak. I ask for excuse if I did something offenseful or something like that. And ask you for your blessings to be in the future an instrument, or can be an instrument in this Sankirtan mission and in the movement of Srila Prabhupada in your association. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grandaraj Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo.